cut this camera now. Come on now. I'll switch it up a little bit. Don't worry about it. We in the studio for real though. But I'm gonna get that covered back. So, but we in the real studio, so we getting set up. I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. Sorry about the lighting. We're gonna fix that as well. But we finna get started. We ain't started just quite yet, but we getting started. Questions. All right, before we can get official. All right, welcome. This is Dynasty the podcast show. I am your host Ira Bush. I know y'all see like I'm trying to get the lighting fixture set up in the studio. We had to switch it up a little bit. I had to relocate to a little bit more sophistication. We're gonna get tuned up for the football season. I know I ain't been on a lot, so man, we finna get back full time. I think the only days I'm gonna be missing is Mondays and Sundays. So we switching it up. We should be 5 days a week. Like I said, I'm in a better facility. We got a lot to catch up on. I have not checked in on the political world too much since I last spoke on it. But it's gonna do what it do. It's a lot of little right now I'm getting a lot of energy of you speak one way, you do this, but that's the ebbs and flows of living and being who you are. So let me get right to it. Get focused. Um, First and foremost, before I begin, I just want to say thank y'all and I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to my daughter Anaya Bush. Love you. Hope you doing well. School started. It's been a month in. Your cousins love you, y'all. First and foremost. I did not. I like to speak on these things. I was going to coach football this season, but let me tell a quick story. I got a few stories to tell today. I've been. I don't. I don't want to be nowhere I'm not welcome. I don't want to be nowhere I'm not respected. So, going into there, we was, I spoke on it already, but I decided not to. So, if it's not no genuine respect, then I won't. I just politely not show up, not be, a part of your system or your program. So, I moved on. I'm getting back full time. Focusing on my podcast. Like I said, I'm in a, this is the best facility for me to get stuff done. Now, I'm a little agitated. I come in today, I'm chilling. I'm not even in a bad mood, but I'm not in a talkative mood. And it's the same energy. Like I have there's people put in place, they have a stigma that I have an attitude or somebody put out that I have a bad attitude or I'm unhappy or I'm deranged. These people are the most nastiest people I could think of. And this, it's some, little minion that works in this, part where I'm using the facility. And, he's part of that little tribe of, this is what somebody told me. So I'm gonna try him out and see what happens. One of them type of guys. And, I've been coming in this place for, at least a year now. But it's an issue. I've worked with people like him, like literally worked for people like him, where they off the gate, speaking with them, they're like, "Oh, you're angry, you're deranged." They have this whole stupid code in America where they want to put a whole name tag on who you are as a person. And I'm trying to be as polite about it as speaking about it. Um, I don't mind. I'm speaking to I got. I don't mind being critiqued, but you don't. They got come in here. These American. These people come in with their old like they don't know each other. What I'm saying, speaking very, they very indirect. So, he comes in, don't come in the station before 4 o'clock because that's what time you're scheduled. Now, mind you, I was allowed to schedule 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock and 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. I wanted to work on, I'm finna go get back. Like I said, I have time for to work on my nonprofit business, my personal what is it called? My nonprofit portfolio. I don't even call it a business. When you have a nonprofit, it's not a business. That is a that is a that is what you call fulfilling what you want to do for as for people. So that's what I did the nonprofit for. So, I'm getting back into, focusing on that. I got time. So, and then I'm doing my podcast. So I look at those things like, I have to create my own lane because it's a bunch of people that is not on the same path or wavelength as me. They want to get me off and divert me to something that's not involving me, and I'm not going to allow that. Um, that's pretty much it. Now, I have an issue with it. I forgot to actually call, get some stuff, get my, I'm gonna talk about the time's flying. It's September, what I'm saying, tax season coming in a couple months. But last year I have not filed since, and I don't mind speaking about this. This is something I don't mind speaking about. I'll be funny about it, but it's actually like it really is like a thing where I'm like, I can't believe they still haven't gave me my income tax from, and I did the years. I did the years. I'm calling the U.S. United States government out on getting their shit together. I need. I know for a fact, and I probably might mess up the years, but I know y'all is running in between them times. I'm pretty sure it's 2016, 2018, and 2024. I did that late, but still, I put all that in. Everything caught up now. And they got in the computer that they actually paid me, which they did not pay me for all them years. And it's a lot of cross-handed things that need to get situated. Like, you send my money out to someone else, and you know what I'm saying, you send it out to somebody else, but you telling me through a mail that I have identity theft. I have to give you a passcode just for you to electronically do your taxes and blah blah blah. But I've been mailing my taxes, my back. I waited 3 years and then I did 4 years straight on my taxes. If that makes sense to y'all, so I wasn't late on that year. I waited. So they got this pre-conceived thing that I'm not responsible, but I had caught up, so they didn't catch up yet. They too busy trying to put a person in a place, and I already caught up on whatever they got an issue with. So they got this little wave where you got to be a perfected black person in this society, and then I know it's not. I know they don't change it to everybody got to be perfect or everybody got to be, but it wasn't like that. And just when I could remember just being 18, it wasn't like that. So and I'm in my 30s now, so ain't nothing changed really. They just putting a little spray, they putting a little scent on top of shit. So I'm trying to get that corrected. I don't want nobody to mistake me for somebody out there that's supposed to, that they choose to disrespect. And that's just a little, you know, how it is in life right now. I don't have the energy to combat in a manner because I come off. There's no in between right now. So and I'm lingering right now. I was lingering after I came out of the summer. I felt like it was like a middle type of situation, even when I get back to coaching football. And I don't want nobody to try to think they control anything or have attachment to me to gain anything because they haven't given me anything. You know what I'm saying? This is all me helping. So they got to find something else to do. I'm trying to my best to weed myself out of this whole. I would never go against a state that raised me and did made me who I am. But I'm not going to finna stand around and be a part of stupid junk. Like what I'm saying. I don't want to be a part of no duck ass type of energy. You feel me? I'm not going with the dumb crowd. I don't want to get caught up this late in my life with dummies. So we gotta speak on those things. Now moving on. Yeah, I was supposed to go to my child's in Broward County. I was supposed to go out there today. I didn't feel like going, so I didn't go to the school board meeting they had today. And but it's just like a courtesy thing. I tried a little bit last year, reaching out before this year started, before the school ended. I went a couple times this summer. It's just that energy that you see a black father come in there. They had that. Oh wow, is nobody looking like me? So they think that I'm coming here for like attention or but it's not really attention. There's real issues going on in the school, and it's real issues attacking, certain things. So I didn't go, but I would just, I'm gonna speak out in public about it, so they know I'm documenting that I know it was a school board. They probably didn't speak on the topic that I have issue with, which is school safety, which is people allowed to work with the DCL people, the law, the people in the state over there in Broward down there, I'm gonna talk direct to them. The whoever is in charge over student over children services, and I it was an incident that my child, all y'all need to get checked. Student, whatever school board, Broward County judicial system, all y'all need to get checked by what went on with my child last year. And it's not a game or a joke to me. I don't think y'all really put y'all energy and effort, because I'm gonna always bring this up. I don't care when my child graduate high school, I'm gonna be talking about y'all, how y'all very, it's not a complaining thing. I'm not going to speak too much on community or politics, because people tend to get this taste by me using my life as an example. But when I haven't been speaking on this, and I look and I observe without attending these ceremonies and these stupid meetups, they haven't really corrected nothing. They haven't really got to the real problems and issues, or have any really solutions about the real issues. And all of them have probably sent their pet child to school, and they are going along with the clog of dummies and brainwashing children. And I'm not. They don't have to teach that. They could teach ABC 1, 2, 3, math, science, and reading without that. And then when they doing these reading assessments, make sure they're not spelling and cursing kids, because they promoting a story from a third party that's evil and very disruptive and destructive. And they got to pay attention, because everything don't have a dollar amount. My child is not up for sale. Her mind and intellectual property is not up for sale, and I have to be. I guess I gotta document it constantly, and I'm doing it the nicer way, because the first time when I had an issue with it, I wasn't tripping. So my senses was right on point that day. If from this looks of it. So yeah, and I talk about other people. I'm not gonna diss nobody, but we're gonna move on now. Boom, football season, college football, WNBA playoffs is coming up. WNBA season still letting go. Baseball looking pretty good. It's been balanced games. Everybody should be. If you're in that realm, in the sports realm, you should be earning and making a couple dollars here and there. So it's good that it's a little life of entertainment back as far as sports. All at once. Football is tonight. My prediction, I was gonna do a prediction, but I'm excited about all that. My prediction, and I'm gonna try to be like, it ain't fake excitement. I love football. Football is fun and exciting, but just sometimes you just gotta sit back, because that's not the most important thing. But it is one of the biggest entertainment things in America. Now, I know the world probably not is in tune with the NFL that America is, because it's a American sport. So it's started here. The league started here. So yeah, I just it's a good time. My prediction for tonight will be, I think the Eagles are going to win. They play the Cowboys. I'm not too big on the Cowboys. I'm not too big really on Dak Prescott. I think he's going to probably throw for 250, 300 yards. And CeeDee Lamb should have closer to 100. But you got Pickens now, and they tight ends are pretty good. But then you got Saquon Barkley, AJ Brown, um, six can't even think his name. I was just thinking of but these guys are superstars already in their own right. Got the best. You got a Biletnikoff award winner for the Eagles, that in college he won. The Biletnikoff came from Alabama. Then you got Saquon, went to Penn State, won MVP. I think was in top three for MVP, offensive player of the year. They got a stat offense. They front seven on the Eagles is the best in the NFL from last year coming into this year. So I don't see, I always have these, just breaking down the game. If I'm gonna just do it, I'm gonna do a breakdown for the Eagles, and I'm doing a breakdown for the Cowboys to have success to win. Now, for the Cowboys, I need y'all to understand, if you do not establish the run, you will not have a chance at winning this game at all. You don't have the talent they have on the back end for defense. You don't have the talent up front. You just traded Michael Parsons. I know y'all got depth. Y'all got people in return. The person y'all plugged in on the interior should help y'all in the run game and in pass rush situations. But I don't think he is as explosive as Michael Parsons in the splash plays. He might be a little bit more consistent in that and have that interior working as a unit and give y'all a little bit more versatile when it comes to interior. But he does not have the explosiveness that you just lost. You definitely helped in a weakness, and you can never have great defense. I would consider in the league right now, not in all time, but right now he's in the top five as interior defensive tackle, and you could definitely play the five technique or the 4 eye and the 3 eye front. So he's all around. He could play 4 down, goal line, short line, all that is great. Michael Parsons being in the Green Bay was a good move, but we could talk about that later. We talk about the game tonight, and that was my prediction. So we're gonna move on. Before I move on, I forgot to say this. Because I want to start speaking a little bit more life because I'm already like in an active moment of it. I want if somebody reach out or see this, they know I'm back on what I own. Now, like I said about the nonprofit Elite Youth Association has been established since 20. I want to say I began working on it probably after Elite Youth Association is Elite Youth Association, and it's not never gonna like I'm finna go to another level with it. I'm not gonna be playing around. So I'm trying my best to focus only on that when it comes to any venture or anything, because ain't nothing stopping me from doing what I was going to do in the first place. I think it might not be. I don't have to be at a on the field exactly to do exactly what I want, but it's gonna get handled. Everything will get handled. Do. WNBA, there's 3 games. I forgot all the games exactly, but tune into that. I always want y'all to support. So it's been one of the end of the seasons. I'm looking at it like some of them teams. I'm shocked. I thought Washington was gonna get in. They slid it off. The Sparks been consistent. The Los Angeles Ace went from I seen the stat where they went from 8th to 2nd. They just went on. I don't know if they just lost, but it was like on like a 13, 14 game win streak. And that's a good look. Reigning MVP coming back, closing out the season like she's done. New York Liberty is falling off. They had a little Seattle Storm as well. So the younger players are shining. I think the Indiana Fever have done well without Caitlin Clark. Aaliyah Boston to me is one of the most underrated players in the league, just as far as leadership. And I ain't talking about just how talented she is and young and talented she is, but I like seeing that type of stuff. Just overall, me watching or skimming whatever I skim, it don't take much for me to have an observation or opinion. It's my opinion. Most people probably agree with what I just said, so it's no big deal. But just tune in and gear up for the playoffs for the WM. Shout out to all the women. They're strong. They have to have some. A lot of them have children. They still going in playing 40, 50 games. They got to travel. They got family. They got to look out for their mother still, because that's a woman's type of whole thing. Y'all know about mothers and daughters. So the older they get, the more they're gonna have to be. So shout out to them. They got a lot going on, and how the world works. Women run the world, so that's take a lot. They still get asked for stuff we won't never know. So shout out to that. Now, let me see. We really ain't got much to say. I know this was not gonna be a long show, but um, entertainment was. I don't think I have anything going. The movies. The thing about me. I'm trying to figure out where it is a block for me, not my. probably my peers are figured it. I'm pretty sure the way that I'm locked out of knowing what's going on in my generation, my peers. I I feel like I don't know what I did in social media or what lie was created. You feel me? But I know for a fact how genuine I really am. So, if I and I look at like, okay, say I got to argue with my mom or sisters or something like that. That's like in house. Like I won't count that as like I'm outside making a scene. You feel me? And I be looking at it like some people like have the same. Most people have the same type of. If you're a normal person in America now, if you get talked about, you have an in-house and get talked about outside your house from some random person, then that's just somebody hating. That's how I look at it. I don't look at it like you coming for me. That's just like you worried about something that ain't even that deep for me, and then it's bothering you. So, and that's like you've been around people for 30 years, 30 plus years. That's just how it is. But I be looking at them like, man, hopefully people are in the right positions that they need to be in. And I look at it like that. I don't look at it like somebody's overlooking what I need to be doing. I look at it, hopefully somebody's in the right position that they in. Because I'm going to get to the position I'm supposed to be in. And I'm blessed to be in, or whatever it may be at the situation. So, yeah. now, Now let me think. Let me think. I'm missing. I don't think. I wasn't trying to talk. I think one thing. Because I didn't want to go too political. I know it's mostly be about that, but I'm seeing. I'm all right. All right. I went to my mom's house the other day. It was yesterday, really. I'm over there and I'm listening to the news. I don't know what news station she in. She got the you could click in a different area and you're not even in that area. So she listening to these people. They talking about people on their deathbed. Talking about the president. I'm like, it's so much stuff coming back, and they've been going crazy. The straw man story is strong. You get what I'm saying? It's one of the longest straws you ever gonna see. They trying to, the lady who done entrapped, who in prison with Epstein. The way the energy is, like that man not even that man either. Look, let me put it like this: the way the whole thing done went down with the Epstein situation, the amount of picture the amount of evidence that they have on this guy, he was working with the people. That's how much data and information he got. So he started off working with them and started indulging way too much. It's like you got caught up being, like a double agent type of like, if you watch 007, all them people are in the gray area. But 007 is not in the gray area, but he's working with so many people that's in the gray area. If you know what I'm saying. It don't his past is at the top. It was, that lady that is at the top, and that's our go to you can't miss guy. Like you seen the Impossible Mission Impossibles, and the last person they call, even when they trying to kill his ass, they call him. They put him in the office and say, "This is the mission," but we still trying to kill you from 3 other episodes. So it's like one of those situations. You don't even know why these people in the gray area. They just put your ass in the gray area. So I'm looking at it like that. It was when you talk when you be knowing something and then they really like amazed that you know, it's just like one of them incidents. I'm not gonna speak too much. I'm gonna let it be what it is. It's already out. Um, I gotta get some stuff going. What is going on in Florida? It's not nothing bad. It's like the essence of Florida. Somebody's trying to take the essence of Florida right now. It's like that energy of we don't like how cool Florida has gotten or something. We don't like how a lot of people in Florida work together. We don't like how a lot of people in Florida have a lot of family situations where they're communicating with family. We don't like the situation where things seem too good to be true in Florida. That's the energy I get from a lot of people who so called have authority, and I don't like it. Oh, and another thing, when I was watching that news, it was talking about the Alcatraz, the immigrants. There's been a lot going on a lot of negative type of situation, the Israel situation. The guy did, acted on in his own way, and he been lying back and forth, which I already said. That's what I was. That's what slipped my mind talking about the first beginning of it, and then. But yeah, I've been said these things, and they reported on it. So I'm not mad at them reporting on it and nothing like that. I look at it like, so what's stopping y'all from putting me in front of and putting me? I don't even want to be in the mainstream media. But when I be in these school, like last semester when I was in school before summer, I got an A in my radio class. I aced it. But these prerequisite classes they got me taking just to get that final destination, I don't have time for that no more. I'm already established in certain things. I'm trying to say is I put so much when people. I'm not even gonna use me this time because I'm gonna try to throw the energy out there for someone else. But I'm gonna continue to work. I feel like whoever is in charge or think they're in charge, stop trying to think you in charge. Whoever is in charge, let it go. You know what I'm saying? Or come up with a way better way more people could win, or more people could be established, or more people could get their opportunities to gain something. You know what I'm saying? For their how good they do things. You know what I'm saying? How well established they are at what they do. So I don't know. Just figure out a better way. I won't. I hope it is different in different places, or even in it don't matter where. I just hopefully other places. Hopefully that energy shifts, or the people who here in Florida that's trying to mess things up figure it out and go away. Something I don't know. I can't tell everybody to go away. I try to be nice about it. Change your perspective. How about that? Adjust yourself. Like this guy, I really got to go back to what I was saying earlier. It's just one of them things. I get so agitated when somebody try to tell me to do something or tell me that I'm something. You like you like he be like I was saying. He's like you're mad. I'm like no, I'm not. I just don't feel. I don't really like you in the beginning in the first place because when I came here when I first started coming into this facility I was all I was all for it, but when you try to say that you helped me do this, no, but I'm coming in the booth, I'm talking, um I'm all I actually was to set up the program for me to get do my podcast. I didn't ask you to talk for me. I didn't ask to interview you. This facility is not even your equipment. So I be then he gave me another lecture about me getting worn. I'm like, bro, you stopping progression. You could just help me come here. When I come into this center, I'm the person that I'm the artist. You the worker. You need to help me get to the millions of dollars so I can give you some money and stop being a broke ass, poor ass, mad ass. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I be. I'm like, why they be doing? If I'm in a position of teaching, I'm gonna put you in the best position to win. I'm gonna try my best. I don't care. This is my job. I don't care if I'm making $15 an hour. I'm still gonna go hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna make sure I'm gonna get an effort. If I'm in the studio, if I have all these Mac computers and these digitalized things where you can go out there and be successful in the digital world, but you gatekeeping or you don't know how to do it, you need to go find somebody who know how to do it, whatever it may be. Cause that's the only thing I think. I ask somebody how to do something and they don't have the answer for me. That means you're not supposed to be in this position. That means they being lazy about putting somebody who know what they doing. You don't know how to run the programming still after being here over a year, then you don't need this job. And that's just simple as that. But I'm not complaining. I'm just talking. I'm gonna be here. I don't mind like the setup. It's soundproof. It's way better. I'm gonna get this covered because there's people who work in this area as well. You know what I'm saying? But that's all. We talked quickly, man. The NFL's back. College football back. It's hype. Shout out to Florida State, Miami. Y'all did y'all thing. Florida did too. Florida State. I think FIU won. I met Coach Sims before when I was in Tally when he first got the FAMU job before the season started. So shout out to him. I'm not no hater. Any black man that climbed the ranks like he did, he one step away from that big contract. If he don't take that Miami, he been in Florida a lot, so he don't even have to go nowhere. I've been there. I did a spring when I went out there. I know a lot of people. I'll speak on this. I talked about this before, maybe twice, but I went out there to FIU. So the facilities is there. They got nice campuses over there. You definitely could build. It's in Miami. It's gonna be all right. That's for FIU. And now all the teams won. I think UCF might have won their first game as well. So all the Florida teams won for college. Got Miami, Tampa, and the Jaguars. They all gonna be exciting this year. I'm a Bucks fan. I respect the Jaguars and the Dolphins, because they're from Florida. They're in Florida, so not respect meaning wanting them to win the championship, but I respect them for being in Florida. They running their organizations. The Jaguars have improved a lot. I'm not that sold on their quarterback no more. I was when he came out of college. He got to prove himself this year for me. Cause I'm not. If he don't hit this year, meaning like, cause he went to he had a playoff run, and I think they tailed down where they got. I feel like he was on the Jaguars, but he's with Cam Ward out there in Titans. He was with the Jaguars. But yeah, they got some talent. So we're gonna see what it do. But I'm not gonna say much. That's it for today. This is Dynasty the podcast show. I am your host Ira Bush. I will be seeing y'all tomorrow. Y'all stay tuned. I'm probably gonna be here. It's gonna be between 2 and no. I'm gonna be here in the morning. So that's before the while they gonna be doing. I'm gonna watch the first hour of the kickoff, and then I'm gonna come here at 10 and do a show. I'm gonna do my own college special Saturday pick or whatever. Is tomorrow Friday? No, never mind. I'm still gonna be here tomorrow morning because I'm thinking. But it's another NFL game tomorrow. Probably some college on tonight and tomorrow. Baseball, WNBA. Y'all stay tuned. So thank y'all for listening, and I'll see y'all.